Youth Cup 5th round action, Chelsea against Everton. Nick Chadwick will be my co-commentator today. Before the Manchester City game we said they don't come much tougher than this. When you consider who's left in the tournament, they don't come much tougher than this one.
No, exactly. We said that before the last game, like you say, and probably the toughest tie these young Everton players could have got after Manchester City. But mouthwatering, isn't it?
It's some setup here, isn't it? It's brilliant, isn't it?
Brilliant for the young players, the way Chelsea have branded this stadium. Obviously, AFC Wimbledon played here last year, but Chelsea took it over, and the way they've branded it, and it's a great setup for the lads to come and play.
It's a daunting prospect, Chelsea away in a cup tie. You were with AFC Fylde youth team when they played Chelsea in the last round, and AFC Fylde had a right good go.
Yeah, 0-0 at half-time that day, and AFC Fylde blocked, defended quite deep, made it difficult for Chelsea. I expect Everton to do the same today. Just lacked concentration probably in the second half, the young players at AFC Fylde. Can't afford to do that today, Everton. They need to make sure that they concentrate. I think Paul Tate will be wanting that focus in terms of their defensive duties, like we've seen at Manchester City, but then making sure we get them attacking options as well.
Will the tactics be similar today than they were at the Manchester City game?
I expect so. I think they'll look to block. I think they'll look to force the play wide from Chelsea. But then, as I say, I think Everton looked a lot better when they started to just throw bodies forward and make sure that they look dangerous on the counter-attack and retain that ball when they get possession. And Paul Tate will be looking for them to do that today when they get possession of the ball, make sure they retain it, and then they add that attacking threat as well.
A lot of pressure on young Tom Cannon and Lewis Dobbin today, because chances may well be at a premium. We can't afford to squander them.
Most definitely not, and they've got to remain in the game, make sure they're ready for what chances when they come, not get disappointed, keep disciplined in their performance. We've seen that in the last couple of games, haven't we? We've seen a good attitude in the attacking players. Certainly Tom Cannon in the last game kept going, and he can cause problems, no doubt about that.
No Tyler Onyango, of course, he's injured. Reece Welch and Isaac Price are with the first team, which is fantastic. Well, they're three big players, aren't they?
They are, yeah, but that's the end game, isn't it? Getting players up into the first team is what it's all about, and they'll miss an experience down here this afternoon. But they've had a magnificent experience up with the first team, so I'm sure it'll be one of those for Paul Tate and Keith Southern where they're delighted for the individuals. They'll obviously know that they're going to miss them, but in terms of them being up in the first team, that's the ultimate result, if you like, irrespective of what happens here today.
Without sounding overly cautious, is it very much a case of stay in the game for as long as we can?
I think so, but I think when they get opportunities to go forward and break, they've got to. I think if they can get an early goal, that's going to give Everton players a massive boost. I think they lacked a little bit of belief when they got possession of the ball against Man City. After that wonderful result at Manchester City, I think they'll be full of confidence and belief coming here today, and they've got to make sure they maintain that discipline, but also be confident that they can go and get a goal themselves.
It was a fantastic result at the Manchester City Academy Stadium. Let's relive the moment that Luke Butterfield fired Everton into the next round.
Zanluk Liban will take this free kick for Everton. Referee checks his watch. Might be one last chance here. Rafa Garcia. Luke Butterfield. Yes! Everton have done it! Right at last knock-ins! Everton have won it with virtually the last kick of the game. We've had the end of time. It's in the back of the net, and Everton lead by a 1-0.
We said if we get to extra time, we certainly won't, Darren, with a bit of luck. What a strike that was for Luke Butterfield. Absolutely superb, and you said we might get one more opportunity. What a strike that was into the bottom corner.
Unbelievable finish at the Manchester City Academy Stadium. Luke Butterfield on for Tyler Onyango, finds the bottom corner of the net, and Everton lead by a 1-0.
Substitute combining, shifted onto his left foot. What a strike into the bottom corner.
What a goal. Manchester City, finalists in 5 of the last 6 FA Youth Cup competitions, 0. Everton 1, Luke Butterfield. Look what it means to the players. We could see what it meant to the staff. I'm sure you could hear what it meant to us. What a goal, what a way to surely win it. Cleared anywhere again. There's the final whistle. A great win for Everton. A fantastic win for Everton. One of the best results we've had in the FA Youth Cup for many a year. The substitutes run on the pitch to join in the celebrations. It's absolutely magnificent.
What an absolutely amazing result that is. They've worked so hard. The shape of the team, the way they've defended, has been absolutely superb. And what a goal that was at the very end of the game. And for Everton to come here and put on a performance like that and get that result is absolutely superb.
Absolutely brilliant. And it's finished here. Manchester City 0, Everton 1.
That was a fantastic moment, wasn't it? One of the moments of the season for Everton Football Club so far, and if we're being perfectly honest, we didn't really see it coming, did we?
No, we were just talking about extra time, weren't we, that last game, when a terrific strike from Luke Butterfield, and as you say, we were up in the commentary position, all the staff were up, and a magnificent memory for young Luke, and one he'll be looking to do today as well also. But great goal, great occasion, and let's hope that we can get more of the same today.
Luke starts the game today, came off the bench to be the goal-scoring hero against Manchester City. Will Paul Tate and Keith Southern say to Luke Butterfield, look, that's what you're capable of. Go out there and impose yourself today. Do it again. Yeah,
he's going to be full of confidence, isn't he? And a different role for him today, as you say, coming off the bench and probably looking to make an impact upon the game. He certainly did that with the winning goal, and he's got to make sure he's probably a little bit more disciplined with his performance today. It's different when you start in the game. He'll be challenged more tactically, asked to do more responsibilities in and out of possession. But you know, he's shown his capabilities in the last game, and as I say, I'm sure he's full of confidence.
He must be full of confidence. The Manchester City game certainly was Butterfield's day, and we caught up with Luke Butterfield earlier this week.
And it's another very tough game up next, of course, against Chelsea in the FA Youth Cup. But what will beating a side of City's quality, what will that do for this Everton team?
Give us huge confidence going into the next round against a top team again. But you've got to beat the top teams to win. That's our mentality of going into this competition, and we're not afraid of any team. We'll do our work in the week, ready for the game, and we'll play anyone, to be fair. We've shown that we can compete with the best, and that's the mentality that we're going to take throughout the rest of the competition.
And just to talk about you a little bit personally, Luke, how would you feel your season's gone so far?
Good, yeah. I feel like I've had a good season as a first-year scholar, getting in and around the 23s, getting minutes for the 18s. It's all about minutes, really, and that's what I'm getting at the moment, so I can't be any happier.
What's it like working with Paul Tate and Keith Southern, and how have they helped you develop?
Great, yeah. It's great working with them every day, learning new things, just little details that help me as a player personally to get to the next level, to be fair.
For any Evertonians who haven't had the chance to watch you play yet, Luke, how would you describe yourself as a footballer?
A technical footballer, likes to get on the ball, play passes through the line, switches of play, and I'm trying to become more of an attacking midfielder now to get my games to the next level.
And you've got a taste of action for the under-23s as well. How have you found that?
Good. I've enjoyed it, yeah. It's completely different. It's more tactical, it's more physical, which is just going to help me get to that next level. Trying to get to first team football, it's just a stepping stone to get there, which is what I'm trying to do.
Luke Butterfield there, very much enjoying his moment in the limelight, and why not? Who will be the hero this afternoon? It's a massive FA Youth Cup tie, Chelsea against Everton. Here are the pre-match views of the Under-18s manager, Paul Tate. Paul, if Everton are to do really well in the FA Youth Cup this season, we're doing it the hard way, aren't we?
Yes, we certainly are. Obviously, the Wigan game was a fantastic night, and then to carry that on with the Man City game and to score in the 98th minute against a top team, and now obviously come to great Youth Academy, what Chelsea have got to play them today.
They've got a great record in the FA Youth Cup, Chelsea, haven't they?
They have, certainly have. They've dominated it for many years now. You know, winning it time after time, producing players, producing great teams to win the Youth Cup, and then also they're starting to get the rewards of that now in the first team, as you see the players coming through and playing with Chelsea's first team.
Always a double-edged sword when you're the coach of an under-23 or under-18 side, in that couple of your players get called up for the first team, which is fantastic for them, fantastic for you, and I know you're delighted for them, but it means they can't play today. That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. Big disappointment for Tyler because of the injury. That's the disappointment one. The boys being with the first team, there's no disappointment there whatsoever because the experience that they've had this week and they'll continue to have around the first team squad is invaluable.
Good to have Lewis Dobbin back today.
Yeah, very good. Had an injury, been out for almost 4 months. Was doing very well before his injury. You know, lively, quick, intelligent front player. Can't get enough of them, Darren.
Well, you'd know better than most, wouldn't you? Has there been an extra zip in training this week ahead of a big cup tie?
Yeah, I think since the City game, the lads have had an extra spring in their step. We felt, certainly in the first half of the City game, we lacked a little bit of belief. But I think since the second half of the City game and certainly the end of the game, the lads' confidence and belief has grown stronger. And they're going to need that today because it's going to be a really tough test.
What would your final instructions be to the boys just before they come out, before the kick-off?
Concentration, because you get tested for the full 90 minutes or extra time, whatever it takes. So it's being concentrated, hopefully carrying out the plans that they've made in the week. And then finally, of course, enjoy the experience because it's a great place to come and play football, you know, in the 5th round of the Youth Cup.
It's a massive game. All the best. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, Darren.
Great. Thanks, Paul. FA Youth Cup 5th round action from the Kingsmeadow Stadium, home of Chelsea Under-23s. The ties don't come much tougher than Chelsea away from home, although we did say that in the previous round when the Toffees went to the Manchester City Academy Stadium to play the holders of the FA Youth Cup and came back, of course, with a thoroughly memorable 1-0 victory. And we are expecting just as tough a game this afternoon as that was in Manchester. There's the Chelsea team. Nick Chadwick is alongside me this afternoon from the Kingsmeadow Stadium. They're a good side, Chaddy, no two ways about it.
Yeah, they're a good side, aren't they, Darren? Players just looking at the line-up there. Livramento's a good player, as are the two front men that'll offer a good threat physically for this young Everton back four. So plenty of threat in that attacking from that line-up there from Chelsea, and I'm sure we'll look to get a good start, Everton.
Absolutely. We were watching them warm up, and they're a big side, Chelsea. They look an athletic unit.
They do, yeah. Big, strong, athletic boys, aren't they? But they can play as well, Darren. So a little bit of everything from that Chelsea line-up. And as you say, don't come much tougher than the Man City away, but I think we found one here.
Well, there you go. There's the Everton lineup this afternoon. Tom Cannon, we think, will be leading the line ahead of Sean McAllister and Charlie Whittaker and Lewis Dobbin. There's the number 8, Luke Butterfield. Luke Butterfield scored the winning goal coming off the bench in the last round, so the confidence that he took from that game, Chaddy, should still be part of his persona.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be full of confidence coming into the game, won't he? And I think Lewis Dobbin coming into the team in that wide right position will hopefully give Everton that attacking threat on and the counter-attacks, or when they manage to get possession of the ball. And as you say, Tom Cannon likely to lead the front line again.
Look, Zanluk Liban in goal had a terrific game, the young Slovenian at Manchester City. He may well be needed again this afternoon.
Yeah, we said, didn't we, these sorts of ties, you're going to need your goalkeeper to have a good game, and he was absolutely fantastic v Manchester City, wasn't he? And like you say, going to need to have a good game again, as are all these Everton young players. You know, it's a big test for them coming here, but they'll be full of confidence coming off the back of a fantastic result at Manchester City.
Well, if Everton are to progress in the FA Youth Cup, we are certainly doing it the hard way. Manchester City the holders, Chelsea who have won 8 of the last 11, and the winners this afternoon, by the way, will play West Bromwich Albion in the FA Youth Cup quarter-final. We mentioned it before in our pre-match preview, Chaddy. It's some setup, this, isn't it, for another 23 stadium?
Yeah, we said before, Darren, they've done it fantastically well, haven't they? The branding that's gone on to the stadium is real, makes it feel a real home of Chelsea, doesn't it? And you do feel like you're coming into the Lions' Den, so to speak, when we arrived here. Chelsea badge all over the place, and they've done a fantastic job with it. The pitch as well looks absolutely immaculate, being watered before the game, so we should see real high tempo, slick passing game from hopefully both teams.
Much better for young players, you know yourself, to play at a proper football ground and training grounds, because the training ground is no different from what you play on all through the week, and they all look a little bit flat, don't they, as regards atmosphere. But to play in a proper stadium, albeit it's probably only got a capacity of a few thousand, it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's got a good feel to it, and like you say, it's about these players developing, and I think this is part of their development. They go from the training pitches into these stadiums there, where it comes a little bit more real. They get a little bit more flavour for what it's all about, and like you say, it's a nice pitch. There's 4 stands around the ground, and it's going to be a good experience for both sets of players.
Well, we are a touch after 12:30. It's a little bit of a late kick-off here this afternoon. Our understanding is that the match officials were stuck in traffic on the way to the game. Schoolboy out of that, Charlie. Hope they get fined.
No problems for us, Darren, on the train on the way up this morning.
Yeah, perfect. Through from Liverpool down to London. A good little posse of academy staff with us as well. And from our commentary position, not too far away, we can see David Unsworth and John Ebrell and Francis Jeffers. Some first team appearances between those three.
Great to see the staff supporting these young players.
Yeah.
I think that gives another boost, as well as we just spoke about this stadium and the pitch and the experience these lads are getting. But to get the support of Franny Jeffers, David Unsworth, John Ebrell, Leighton Baines, senior figures at the football club here supporting these young players, as well as the academy staff, and I'm sure that's really appreciated by the coaching staff at Paul Tate and Keith Southern. They're really going to appreciate how well supported these young Everton players are.
What will Keith and Paul Tate say to the players just before they leave the dressing room? What's the last instruction?
I will be talking to the players about discipline, making sure they stay on the pitch. There's going to be some nerves, there's going to be some adrenaline and apprehension, and the last thing they would want is anything rash in them first 5-10 minutes. I would be trying to get one of the players to leave a mark on these Chelsea players. I would be trying to introduce them to the game, but they've got to be careful with that. They've got to temper
Can you do that these days? You can't do that anymore, can you?
Oh, we were talking before the game. We've seen James Milner yesterday. His intentions straight away in the Liverpool Real Madrid game last night was straight away he got stuck in. I would like to see that this afternoon from one of these young Everton players. But he would be talking to them about discipline as well, because they could be over exuberant. They could get an early booking or have a bit of sending off, and that would make it an even tougher assignment for Everton. So I would be talking to them about discipline. I'd be talking to them about belief. We felt in the Man City game that the Everton players grew in confidence and grew in belief as the game went on, and I hope they take that into this game, because they've got to believe in themselves. They've got to appreciate they might not have the ball all the time, but when they do have the ball, make sure they make the most of it.
Chelsea players make their way out onto the pitch here. No supporters, of course, allowed in, even at this level. But plenty of Chelsea staff at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. And the traditional Stamford Bridge pre-match anthem is ringing around this quaint little stadium to greet the Chelsea players. And the aim, I suppose, for these Chelsea boys as they make their way onto the pitch is get yourself a regular in the first team and you'll hear this song every other week.
Most definitely, that's the ultimate game, isn't it? We spoke about the lads missing for Everton who've gone into the first team, and it's absolutely fantastic for them, and that has to be the ambition of every player on this pitch today, to make sure that they're hitting this tune or Z cars back at Everton.
Zan Luck-Liban, Matty Mallon, Thierry Small, Sebastian Christensen, Elijah Campbell, Lewis Warrington, Lewis Dobbin, Luke Butterfield, Tom Cannon, Charlie Whittaker and Sean McAllister. The 11 players tasked with making sure Everton get through to the next round of the FA Youth Cup. Far, far easier said than done against the Chelsea side with a scarcely believable record in this tournament. They've won 7 of the last 11 FA Youth Cups. And you've only got to look at Chelsea's first team on a Saturday afternoon to see how the production line is working with your Mason Mounts and your Hudson-Odois and people like that.
Yeah, and the amount of loan players they've got throughout the leagues who quite haven't got to that level but are starring in League One and the Championship. It's an excellent football club and academy, Chelsea, and As we said before, the ultimate goal is to get into the first team, and part of that journey is starring in the FA Youth Cup and then starring on loan and then making their way into the first team. So really interesting, and lots ahead of them in these young boys' careers.
Here come the Everton substitutes. Rafa Garcia making his way across the pitch. Made a difference when he came in against Manchester City, didn't he?
Yeah, he'll be disappointed not to start, won't he? Really made a real positive impact on the game at Man City and at Wigan when we seen that one, Darren. And I'm sure they'll be looking to use him in a similar way today. Nice and tight for the first hour. Make sure that Everton are in the game, and then look to make a couple of attacking substitutions and go on to win, exactly like happened at Man City in the last round.
Lewis Warrington wearing the armband this afternoon. I've been so impressed every time I've seen Lewis Warrington play. And here's the referee. He's even late for the kickoff.
It's comfortable down there, Darren. Would you say the facilities were nice?
It's a big game. Some of these young boys, it's the biggest game they'll have played in. Ashley Cole sitting not too far away from us as well. Over 100 caps for his country. As Lewis Warrington and Lewis Bate go through the pre-match rituals.
Big game for Lewis today, isn't it? Without Tyler in that centre midfield, he's really got to step up, and he has done that in the last couple of games. We've been really impressed with his performances.
Made his under-23 debut, as did Charlie Whittaker recently, and both of them played really well.
Special mention for Tyler Onyango as well, who misses the game through injury. He was superb, wasn't he, in the last couple of games, and
absolutely
really unfortunate to get that leg break in the last game. And I believe he's had the operation, and we wish him the best in his recovery.
We wish him well. Yep, he's got time on his side. He's in the right place for his recovery, and I'm sure he'll be watching actually this afternoon. And if he isn't, I'll be asking him why. So Tyler, we wish you well, my mate. And I'm sure he's here in spirit, urging the lads on. We are underway at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. FA Youth Cup action got to be settled today. Extra time and penalties, which is why myself and Chaddy are on a bit of a later train. But we'd rather get it done in 90 minutes, and there's a chance. Oh my goodness me. Lewis Dobbin. He's got to score, hasn't he, Chaddy?
Got to score.
10 seconds gone.
Within 10 seconds. What a great start from Everton. Picked up the second ball. Cross shot. Lewis Dobbin. What a glorious opportunity at the back post. Probably came too soon for him.
There's the replay. Just watching it now, it's a great first time strike. Oh goodness me, he will have nightmares about that. Sean McAllister cracked it across the face of the goal. Lewis Dobbin's got to be mentally strong now, Chaddy. Every striker has those moments.
Yeah, most definitely. Me more than most, Alan. But yeah, too early in the game, I think, for Lewis in terms of, is he switched on enough? Is he ready for the start of the game? He's done his warm-up. He's got to be ready for that chance within the first 10-15 seconds of the game. That could have been an absolute dream start for Everton.
10 seconds on the clock, and you could see from the replay it was harder to miss. And poor Lewis Dobbin back in the side, weight of expectation on his shoulders, and well, 10 seconds or 10 minutes or an hour into the game, that has got to end up in the back of the net. And as Nick Chadwick said, it would have been an absolute dream start for the Toffees. It really would. 10 seconds in, goodness me, you'll get a quicker goal in the FA Youth Cup all season.
That'll hopefully give the Everton team a right lift, though, Darren, at the very start of the game to have such an opportunity. Let's hope that gives these young players lots of confidence and belief moving into the game. We spoke about that beforehand.
Up goes Eli Campbell. Christensen knocks it forward towards Tom Cannon, controls it on his chest, but Chelsea win it back. Lewis Bate just about gets there before Lewis Warrington. Lewis Warrington is penalised. Chelsea take the free kick quickly, and it's a good ball as well down this left-hand side for Harvey Vale. Good tracking back by Mallon. Vale, though, gets away. Chance for Chelsea. Good foot in by Lewis Warrington. And here's Dobbin. Good early ball towards Tom Cannon. Almost a great take from Tom Cannon. He's foraging away, but he can't win it back again. And Josh Brooking can feed it forward to Valentino Livramento.
That early tackle there we spoke about from Lewis Warrington down and tried to lay a marker. Chelsea did well. Got up, took a quick free kick, and then looked dangerous.
Lewis Bate, busy player, good player, to Miles Harris for Chelsea. Everton backtracking. But Sebastian Christensen That's another one of those early, let them know you're there challenges, Chaddy, on the centre forward, Jude Soons-Up-Bell.
Started quite physical, haven't they, Everton, in the challenges, which is what we like to see, not paying these Chelsea players too much respect.
Here's Campbell. Whittaker couldn't manage to take the ball with him. Bate wins it for Chelsea. Livramento to Miles Harris. Good ball in from Miles Harris, good early ball. Mallon's got to deal with it, gets the slices of touches, and that looked like handball, and was on this near side by Harvey Vale. The referee spots it, and it's a free kick for Everton. Lively start, Shelley.
Yeah, entertaining start. See the strength of Miles Harris over there, and that right hand side just shrugged the challenge off and got his cross in. But as you say, lively start, both teams competitive, makes for a good game.
Zanluk Liban, possibly the man of the match against Manchester City, Cherry. It was his performance that gave Everton the platform to go and take the victory.
Yeah, he was excellent, wasn't he, that day? And as we spoke beforehand, we're going to need a similar performance from him today. But he really impressed me in the games that we've seen so far, Danny.
Christensen for the Blues, or the Ambers as we are this afternoon. Mallon just about manages to retain possession. Campbell to Thierry Small. Only player in the Everton side this afternoon who has tasted first team football. His late cameo appearance, of course, against Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup. Christensen. There is Thierry Small.
Knocked it around well then, Everton. Everyone got a touch. Plenty of players getting a touch of the ball. Nice and comfortable in possession. A couple of times they've gone slightly longer into Tom Cannon, haven't they?
How long will that miss play on Lewis Dobbins' mind? Will he be? He'll still be thinking about it now, probably. Will he, Chaddy?
Possibly. He's got to get out of his mind though now. I think that chance has been and gone, and he has to make sure that he's ready for the next one. And I'm sure he will be. He's going to be a big player for this Everton team, and I know both Paul Tate and Keith Southern were glad to get him back in the team, and great opportunity for him early on, but he has to let that go now and get on with the game.
At least he was in the right place to miss it, as they say. Forward come Chelsea. Again, good pressing from Everton. Picked up though by Joe Haig and Lewis Bate. Good foot in again. Good challenge as well by Luke Butterfield. Well, they're certainly giving it a good go. McAllister fizzes it into Dobbin, tries to turn away from Bashir Humphreys and wins a corner kick.
I think the staff will be happy with the start that Everton have made.
Yeah.
Everyone's had a good early touch of the ball, been nice and competitive in the tackle, had an excellent opportunity to score and now get themselves a corner. I think this first 5 or 6 minutes of the game's gone really, really well for Paul Tate's team.
Corner kick for Everton. Chelsea bring everybody back. Big Seb Christensen right in the mix there inside the 6-yard box. Eli Campbell as well. Referee just satisfies himself that there's no argy-bargy. Lewis Warrington takes the corner kick and it's headed goalwards by Campbell, but it's headed wide. But promising start.
Yeah, first contact in the box, wasn't it, from Everton there, and I think set pieces are going to be important in this game, Darren. I think if Everton start forcing set pieces and putting the ball into the box, then obviously they're going to be a greater threat on goal.
Chelsea are not going to get things all their own way here this afternoon. That much is crystal clear. Brooking to Webster. Fizzes the ball forward towards Soons-Up-Bell, but he's not going to get there. Soons-Up-Bell, good to see him back in action. He limped off with a really bad injury when the under-23s met a few weeks ago. Myself and Graham Stewart were in the commentary position over on the far side, right by the corner flag, but thankfully we've got a better spec this afternoon as Thierry Small chases that down. It falls nicely for McAllister. Was that an attempt at goal, Chaddy, or was that a cross?
I think that was an attempt at goal. Spotted the goalkeeper off his line. Showed ambition, these Everton players, though. I don't think we spoke before about lacking belief and confidence going into that Man City game. They've definitely looked more
more full of self-belief going into this tie.
The start of the Manchester City game was more about containment, wasn't it? But whereas this is, come on, let's stand toe-to-toe, let's take the game to Chelsea.
Yeah, even in the shape of the team, there's defending off that mid part of the pitch, but seem to be 5 yards higher than they were against Manchester City, definitely.
The plan then was to simply let Callum Doyle have the ball and let him play it out from the back, because it wasn't his strong point on the day. And again, Chelsea run out of patience, and Charlie Wiggett's pass drifts out of play. Throw in for Everton.
Paul Tate really happy with the shape of the team there, out the dugout, applauding the good shape of the team, and an unforced error from Chelsea.
Whittaker. Webster takes it off him, slides it to Soonsup-Bell. Soonsup-Bell flicks it forward towards Harris, back towards Webster. Jean-Luc Liban has it under control.
Interesting to see Everton front three right pinning against the back three of Chelsea.
Jean-Luc Liban almost caught in possession. Goodness me, Miles Harris was onto that like a flash, and that was almost an absolute calamity, Chaddy.
Yeah, got to move it quicker, haven't they? Just spoke about 3 players stood right up against the back three of Chelsea. I fully expected that to go a little bit longer into them, and square pass twice, slow, under pressure. Lucky to get away with that, Everton.
Trying it again. Here's Christensen to Warrington. And again, Everton give the ball away, trying to play out from the back. Soonsup-Bell runs into a little bit of a cul-de-sac. Strong challenge comes in from Luke Butterfield. Chelsea win it back again. Well, twice in 60 seconds then we surrendered possession needlessly, Chaddy.
Yep, second time play too short, into a really tight channel on this near hand side of the pitch, and lose possession now having to defend, sorry.
Livramento, it's a good run, it's a great run from Livramento. Touches it to this left hand side to Harvey Vale, just can't keep the ball in play. And it's a goal kick for Everton, but you highlighted Valentino Livramento before the game, Chaddy, and he showed his quality there.
Yeah, coming on from that right back position, really bombs on, doesn't he? And carries the ball well. But I think we've seen the last game Everton defend the box really, really well. They defend the middle of the goal, they force attacks wide, and we've seen that there. But can't give away cheap possession through trying to play out from the back when Chelsea have got high numbers up the pitch, almost setting traps, ready to press them.
Just had a message from Snods there. He's thoroughly enjoying the commentary this afternoon, watching it from home.
Afternoon to Snods.
Supporting the lads. Up goes Tomcat. Prodigious leap from Charlie Wiggett. But Everton pick up the second ball. Lewis Warrington can't take it with him. Wins it back though. Here's Mallon. Threads it through to Charlie Whittaker. Good football from Everton. Luke Butterfield helps it on to Thierry Small. Thierry Small will run at Livramento. Little step over. He likes to step over Thierry Small. Decent ball in as well. Reaches Lewis Dobbin. Can he get a shot away? Yes, he can, but it's blocked. Might get a second chance. No, he can't. And Chelsea defend it well in the end. But another good break, Chaddy.
Yeah, excellent that from Everton. Good switch of play down that left-hand side. Really, really ambitious run from Thierry Small. Good cross into the box, and Dobbin gets on the end of it. But I think they're throwing numbers forward well, Everton. They're landing on second balls, managed to get in the foot on it, taking that next pass. I think it's been a good start from Everton.
I think we've taken Chelsea a little bit by surprise by the approach to the game, Chaddy.
I think the fact we've just shown more belief. There's been a lot more belief in this game than the tie we've seen at Manchester City, and I think that's been reflected in the chances we created. And interestingly, goalkeeper didn't choose to play out from the back that time, played it forward a little bit quicker, and managed to land on the second ball. But back into the shape now defensively, and making sure it's difficult for Chelsea to play through.
Soonsup-Bell. Good challenge from Butterfield, but Soonsup-Bell does well to retain his balance, and in doing so retain possession. Lewis Bate pings a nice pass to this left hand side where Harvey Vale will pick it up. Matthew Mallon thinks the ball went out of play. No throw in. Mallon to Christensen. Christensen away, and it comes off Miles Harris, and there'll be a throw for Everton on this near side. 0-0 at the Kingsmeadow Stadium in West London. 12 minutes gone.
He's a good passer of the ball, Lewis Bate, in there for Chelsea, the captain. He's only small in stature, one of the smallest players Chelsea have got, but technically excellent. I think if they allow him too much time on the ball to start to dictate the play. He's got a good range of pass. He exactly the same against AFC Fylde in the last round, and we need to get around him.
Tom Cannon gives the ball away. Everton can't afford to do that. Here's Joe Haig for Chelsea. And here is Lewis Bate. He was the December Player of the Month in Premier League 2. Very highly rated footballer. Bate again. All comes through him, doesn't it? They trust him implicitly with the football, don't they?
Yeah, got to get around him. I'd get bodies close to him, try and swamp him, stop him dictating the play.
Then he plays it wide to Harvey Vale. Yeah, Bate again. Well, Butterfield didn't actually make connection, but I think the referee's penalised him for the intent.
Yeah, said trying to get around him. We just dived in a little bit there, give away a cheap free kick. This will be interesting to see if they try and work something or take the shot on.
It's close enough for an Everton goal, isn't it?
Certainly is. You'd be disappointed if the goalkeeper got beat by this position, but looks like somebody's wanting to take the shot on here.
None of the big defenders are going forward, so there's your clue. There's not one Chelsea player inside the penalty area, just a couple hanging the latch at the end. Lewis Bate and Charlie Webster standing over it. Charlie Webster plays it in. Lewis Bate went for the return ball. Referee gives no handball. It was straight off the training ground, that wasn't it?
Yeah, tried to work one, didn't they?
Give it away again. Ball Tate urging his players to be a bit more careful. Lewis Bate, there's the space that he likes, that we don't want to give him. Lewis Bate carries it forward. Plays it to Livramento. Livramento hits the byline, pulls it back across the face of the goal. And Matty Mallon's there for Everton, and anywhere will do for Matty Mallon. Does the right thing and thumps it into the stand, turning the screw a little bit.
Yeah, defended the back stick well though, Matty Mallon there. No one inside him, and as you say, good chance by Chelsea. Put the ball into the box. Nothing come of it though. Just got to try and hang on to the ball for a little bit longer. Make sure we keep possession of the ball. Give it away cheaply a couple of times, the last couple of occasions, and allow Chelsea to regain possession.
Here they go again. Joe Haig for Chelsea. Webster's on the edge of the box screaming for it. Joe Haig, I can't believe, went for goal from those narrow of angles.
I'm not sure whether he took the shot on or just tried to fire across, fire across the front of goal, but into the side netting, but going a little bit too easy there.
Paul Tate over on that far side is just barking some instructions. I think he'll want his players to be a little bit more careful when we get possession. Eli Campbell and Seb Christensen are in position to play the ball out from the back. Now we've come unstuck a couple of times already. Zandvoort is saying to the two defenders, get out of my penalty area. This is getting lumped forward.
Yeah, took his time as well, hasn't he? Just got a bit of a breather, bit of a break in play, just to allow the Everton players to collect their thoughts again. So mature goalkeeping that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, called up for the Slovenian Under-21 squad for the first time earlier this season. Just got back in time to play against Manchester City in the Youth Cup, and really contribute towards a terrific victory.
I think they've got to take the time when the ball goes dead like this, Darren, Everton's young players. Make sure Chelsea aren't forcing the pace, and make sure the game isn't too intense, and not allow Chelsea to dictate the tempo of the game. I think Everton have at times got to slow it down, particularly when they come under spells of attacking waves from Chelsea. They've just got to break that up a little bit, and perhaps take the time when the ball does go out of play, just to collect themselves again, get back into shape, and make sure they're ready when the ball enters play again.
Throw in for the Toffees on the left hand side. Thierry Small will take it. 16.5 minutes on the clock, and Everton can try to make an absolute mess of that. Disappointing. Just lost our way a little bit, Chaddy, in the last 5 minutes or so.
Just gone a little bit untidy in possession. Just give it away a little bit too cheaply. Just got to make sure, look after the ball when we get it. And another cheap free kick given away, cheap throw-in given away. Just got to tidy up a little bit in possession.
Livramento will take this free kick for Chelsea. Webster. Well taken by Matty Mallon. Forward to Dobbin. Again, Everton can't keep the ball. Thierry Small will power forward. He's past 2. He's still going, Thierry Small. Edge of the penalty area. Can he get a shot away at the end of it? I think he's going to run out of space on this right-hand side. No, he sprinted after it to keep it in. Tries to flick it round the defender. I think he just ran out of energy, if the truth be told.
Looked positive when he first collected the ball then and went at that back line. And as you say, just sort of half ran out of ideas and kept going across the pitch. Now he's out of shape and Chelsea are getting in.
Momentum, touch with his shoulder. Lewis Dobbin, good tracking back. Well, he's given away a free kick there, Lewis Dobbin, but I tell you what, fair play to him for tracking back and putting himself in an unfamiliar left back position to cover for his mate.
Jerry Smalls ended up on the wide right and Lewis Dobbin ended up at left back, but had to make the challenge, and free kick was better than letting Chelsea skip past him there. So probably the right thing to do, but have to defend another free kick now.
And this time the big defenders do go forward. Charlie Wiggett and Bashir Humphreys.
He is a threat.
The penalty area.
He is a threat down that right hand side, Livramento, Darren. When they do switch the play out to him, he does look a threat when he's bombing forward from that full back position.
18 years of age, London boy. Lewis Bate takes the free kick into the penalty area. It goes, and Zanlutlivan comes and gathers it safely. Nice and decisive. Loud shout, clean take, just what you want.
Does look assured when he's coming for them crosses, Darren, doesn't he? We were talking to Paul Tate and Keith Southern earlier. They were saying Chelsea scored a lot of goals from crosses, and it's going to be important that the goalkeeper comes to collect the crosses so assuredly like he did then.
Here's Christensen. Takes it forward and is fouled by Soons Up Bell.
I think this tempo game will suit Everton. It hasn't been end to end, hasn't been too open at the minute. It's been a little bit stop start, slower tempo to the game. I think that'll suit these young Everton players. Now I don't think Keith Southern or Paul Tate will be looking to put any tempo or intensity into the game. Certainly not in these early stages.
Zanlutlivan is just motioning to Thierry Small to tuck in a little bit. Some storm clouds gathering here in West London around the Kingsmeadow Stadium. We are expecting a drop of rain at some point this afternoon. And Charlie Whittaker tried to dance through the eye of a needle there. It wasn't really on. Chelsea can counter-attack. Livramento has possession. Bate finds Harris. Livramento gets across, and just when you think he's running out of time and space, and appeals for a penalty kick then. Was down to Sean McAllister, Charlie Whittaker, that'll be a foul.
Charlie did well there, just got across his man, bought the free kick for himself, and looked dangerous in the attack before for Chelsea, but went down far too easily for me, and definitely not a penalty.
Valentino Livramento is one of those players, Cherry. He looks as if he's about to run out of space and still manages to wrap his foot around the ball and get it into the danger zone.
Quick, isn't he, and gets that byline well, like you say, and puts a good ball into the box, and he's definitely going to be a danger for Chelsea down that right hand side.
Going to be a player, isn't he? Butterfield to Warrington. Small. Eli Campbell. All the way back to Zanlutlivan again. Everton will build again. 16 years of age. Elijah Campbell. Warrington can't find it. Amber jersey. Lewis Bate forward to Harris. Harvey Vale. Good defending by Matty Mallon. It'll be a long afternoon for Matty Mallon, I think, on this left-hand side. Everton right, rather, Cherry.
Yeah, he played really well in the last tie as well, Vale, on this left-hand side for Chelsea, and drives at full-backs, doesn't he? And Matty Mallon did well there, stopped the cross coming in, having to defend a corner.
17-year-old England under-17 international Charlie Webster will take this corner for Chelsea. Decent one, keeper comes, gets a good punch on it again. Decisive goalkeeping by Zanlutlivan. Big loud shout and a good strong punch, but here's the danger man.
Valentino Livramento. He's the danger man, all right. Been outnumbered on the far side, and there's no need for Charlie Small to foul in then, Chaddy.
No, wasn't going anywhere, was he? And again, too many crosses coming into the box for my liking at the minute, Darren, from this Chelsea side. They're working the ball out wide. I think Everton are happy for Chelsea to be in them wider areas, but then crosses coming into the box. We've seen Matty Mallon do his utmost to stop one there, and went out for a corner, cross coming in the box. Now a cheap free kick, having to defend another cross coming into the box.
And this is a free hit, this. This will come into the penalty area from Charlie Webster. Everybody back for Everton. Danger here. Webster crossed in. Charlie Whittaker got a head on that. Warrington will chase it down. Under pressure from Joe Haig. Warrington twisting and turning, and Joe Haig takes it off him. Haig plays it back to Lewis Bate. Lewis Bate goes for goal. Was a million miles away, but he misses the target. Just a little bit sloppy, and he's berating himself, Lewis Warrington. He's a bit disappointed.
Yeah, Lewis Dobbin down here for Everton as well. This could be a concern early in the game. He's missed a lot of football and goes down. And interesting, Lewis Warrington looked up then to try and put the ball into an attacking area, but there's no players up there for Everton, so had to turn back and try and work his way out of a pocket really, and got dispossessed. But have to make sure they've got players up the pitch, Everton, to release that pressure. But perhaps it should have been Lewis Dobbin who's now down injured, which is going to be a concern.
The doc is on to treat him. Rafa Garcia is warming up over on the far side. He was the man who just his injection of pace, just his jacket in the box ability to make things happen, changed the Manchester City tie in Everton's favour.
Not been his afternoon, Lewis Dobbins, has it, Darren? After
no,
that
not at all.
early glaring miss, and now struggling with what seems to be a calf problem.
Rafa Garcia over on the far side is just speaking to Paul Tate and not quite yet getting stripped for action, so maybe they're going to give Lewis Dobbin every opportunity. He's back on his feet. He'll have to come off on this near side. In fact, no, he is going off. Lewis Dobbin's afternoon is over. What a major disappointment that is for the young boy. Well, he's waited so long, he's worked so hard to fight his way back from injury. He missed a gilt-edged opportunity after 10 seconds, and now just over the midway point in the first half, he limps off. But football is all about the peaks and troughs, Chaddy, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. He'll be disappointed, doubly so after that early opportunity, as you say, Darren, and not the way he wanted his afternoon to go. And I wonder if this will be a shuffle for Paul Tate and Keith Southern over there and that Everton dugout, or will it be like for like?
It's not Rafa Garcia that's come on for Everton. Sam Lieba clears his lines. It's a little bit scrappy in the middle of the park there. Stanley Mills is the replacement. Big lad Stanley Mills. You'd have played against his dad, wouldn't you, Chaddy? Danny Mills a few times?
Maybe once or twice, yeah, maybe once or twice. And they really like him. We were talking to the staff before the game. They really like Mills on this right-hand side. So
is he a bit more like for like with Lewis Dobbin than Rafa Garcia would have been?
Perhaps so, and I think they're probably thinking defensive responsibility. We've seen Rafa Garcia, and we really like Rafa Garcia, Dan, and don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Times he's come onto the pitch, he's really entertained us, and really looks a threat going forward. Just worry if they're just a little bit worried and concerned about his defensive responsibilities, which is why he didn't get the nod.
Corner kick, needlessly given away again. Zanlok Liban, though, is there again with a safe catch, and he bowls it out and it hits Stanley Mills, which is just as well because it was going to go, it was going to bypass him. A strong challenge comes in from Josh Brooking, and Everton will have to start again.
Good positive start from Stanley Mills. As soon as Zach claimed that ball, he was off on the counter attack, and as you say, not the greatest of throws, but got him away, and unfortunate, but good positive intent there from Zach Mills, which is what you want to see when a substitute enters the field of play.
Chelsea 0, Everton 0. 27 minutes on the clock here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. Just a reminder that this tie has to be settled this afternoon. If it needs extra time, so be it. If it needs penalty kicks, so be it. Miles Harris for Chelsea. Sets Livramento way down the right hand side. He's quick, he's not that quick. It'll be a throw in for Everton.
Interesting, Darren. We don't get the same feel as what we did at that City of Manchester Stadium, where we felt Man City were really on top in the early stages, and we were grateful and thankful really there, but we're still in the game in the half-hour mark. Chelsea have had a lot of crosses into the box, but haven't played with the same intensity and tempo as that Man City team did in the last round, and certainly haven't had the opportunities on goal. So well in the game here, Everton.
Butterfield, it's a great ball. It's a good take as well by Charlie Whittaker. Whittaker looks for Tom Cannon, just too much purchase on the forward pass.
Yeah, too straight pass there from Whittaker. Good break by Everton, good runners in behind. Pass was too straight through to the goalkeeper. Needed to be a little bit more angled with the pass and just keep it away from the goalkeeper. But good break.
He's some size, Lucas Bergström, isn't he? The Chelsea goalkeeper, Finland Under-17 international. Might have to keep him in trousers. Cost a fortune. Long ball forward from Charlie Wiggett. Thierry Small jumps, wins. Elijah Campbell tidies up. Brooking. Miscontrol by Jude. Sooms up Bell. Scored 4 goals for Chelsea in their third round victory against Barnsley. They walloped Barnsley here by 8 goals to 1. And then in the fourth round they had AFC Fylde and only beat them 2-0. Nick Chadwick, who is the assistant manager of the first team at AFC Fylde, was here that night, and Fylde were very, very much in it. It was 0-0 half time, Charlie, wasn't it?
Yeah, similar flow to this game. Good break here from Everton.
Yeah, just break off momentarily. There's a shooting chance and he takes the chance and fizzes past the post. Decent effort that from Sean McAllister with his right foot. He had Lucas Bergström worried, shall we say.
On top of his game, isn't he, Sean? Had a real good game against Manchester City, and again another good counter-attack from Everton. Not afraid to shoot there, Sean McAllister. That'd have been interesting if it was on target. Would it have beat the goalkeeper or not? Similar feel to the game the AFC Fylde, Darren, when AFC Fylde come in the last round. Probably played about 10-15 yards deeper than what Everton are today, but very, very similar in terms of letting Chelsea have the ball, frustrating them, forcing errors. I have noticed Everton have got a much more of a threat going forward, as you would expect, on them counter-attacks, and probably the best chances, you would argue, in this game so far have been to Everton.
Absolutely. AFC Fylde just conceded the goal at the wrong time, didn't they, early in the second half?
Right after half-time, which broke the spirit of AFC Fylde young players who had performed outstandingly well, not only in this game, Darren, but the competition to play this Chelsea team.
Lewis Bate can't get past Butterfield, but Joe Haig tidies up for Chelsea. To Bashir Humphreys, Harvey Vale, little chipped forward to Sooms up Bell. Everton can bring it away. Charlie Whittaker gets it under control in the midfield area for Everton. Slides it back to Eli Campbell. Here's Small. McAllister and the turn did for Josh Brooking, but unfortunately there was a lot of pace on the ball. Chelsea win it back. 31 minutes on the clock. Tatey will be reasonably pleased, Chaddy.
He'll be pleased with the shape of the team. I think he'll be pleased that they've forced, as I say, unforced errors at times from Chelsea. I think they can stay on the ball a little bit longer, take care of the football. He'll be pleased that they've created opportunities and looked a threat on that counter-attack. Just need to make sure they stay at it now. There's half an hour gone into the game, 15 minutes till half time. I think they'll take going in at half time at 0-0 the coaching staff for Everton.
Bashir Humphreys plays a long raking ball towards Livramento. It's intercepted by Thierry Small and picked up by McAllister. Can't find an amber jersey. Chelsea win it back again. Lewis Warrington puts a challenge in. It breaks kindly for Webster and he picks out Harvey Vale. Forward to Harris. Humphreys to Bate. Webster finds Josh Brooking. Livramento. Everton pressing the ball quite well, stopping the crosses. Webster towards Harris. Campbell can't get a foot in. Harris goes down very easily and wins a corner.
Not shy on going down inside the area, are they? These Chelsea players, but I was impressed with how they defended the box, Everton, in the last game.
Yep.
And didn't dive in. Extremely disciplined in the defensive third of the challenges they were making or not making, and that's the same there. But they have to make sure they concentrate all the time.
Well, Lewis Warrington there was appealing for a moving ball, and or offside when the corner kick.
Linesman eventually put his flag up. I think he was encouraged to do so by Paul Tate on that far side.
Yeah. Certainly was a moving ball, and the referee, if the linesman can't see it when he's 4 inches away, what chance have you got?
Tate helped him by being halfway down the pitch.
They play the short routine again. Low into the penalty area, thumped away by Tom Cannon. Throw in for Chelsea. Lewis Bate helps it on. Haig back to Bate again. Wants to be on the move as soon as he gets the ball, doesn't he?
Real live wire on the ball, Bate.
Yeah.
I really like him. He's a good footballer, left-footed. Got to get him on that right foot.
Livramento to Bashir Humphreys. Heavy touch from Miles Harris. Now then, Tom Cannon pinches it down this right-hand side for Everton. Hasn't really been involved a great deal, Tom Cannon. He is now, though, infield to Stanley Mills. Whittaker just couldn't take it with him. Can he get a shot away? No, it's blocked. It'll fall for McAllister, and he finds the back of the net, and Everton take the lead in the 35th minute of the game. Sean McAllister, the goal scorer. Chelsea 0, Everton 1.
Absolutely superb. Good defending to start off with. Nicked the ball, Tom Cannon, broke down the right-hand side. Some good interplay. What a finish that was, Darren.
And you can see what it means to the young boys. Here we go.
Good shape again from Everton. Yeah. Managed to force the ball backwards, nick it, break. Good numbers running forward. Look at the lads running forward to support Tom Cannon there. 3 lads looking to run forward. Cross comes across, and a great finish.
Keeper got a hand to it, but he wasn't keeping that out. And Sean McAllister, 18 years of age, finds the back of the net for Everton. This is where we perhaps got a wee bit lucky, but I tell you what, he didn't need a second invitation.
Got his eye in 5 minutes. Got his eye in 5 minutes ago, didn't he, Darren? Had a shot that just flashed past the post. This side, time inside the post. So terrific that for Everton. 35 minutes gone. Disciplined performance and 1-0 up.
Chelsea 0, Everton 1. FA Youth Cup 5th round here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium.
Be absolutely delighted, Paul Tate and Keith Southern, with this. Going in 1-0 up. We can see out this next 10 minutes of the game. Now I expect Chelsea to come on quite strong, but absolutely superb in terms of organisation of the team. They've looked a threat on goal, got themselves a goal. Absolutely superb performance so far.
Whittaker prods the ball out of play. So important to stay strong now for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Massive now. Between now and half time, this next 10 minutes of the game could be absolutely crucial. From going at 1-0 up, having had such a disciplined performance, as I say, be delighted over there in that dugout.
Bashir Humphreys for Chelsea. Webster to Brooking. Fizzes the ball wide to Livramento. Early cross is volleyed away by Ian Campbell. It'll be a throw in for Chelsea.
We'll try and keep the tempo of the game quite slow. Keep breaking the game up. Not great for the entertainment in terms of people wanting a free-flowing game, but we don't really want that in terms of an Everton perspective at the minute. We need the game to be slow in tempo and limited chances.
Don't forget, this team is shorn of 3 certain starters: Tyler Onyongo, Reece Welsh and Isaac Price. So far so good, but we are a long way from home. Lewis Bate. Good ball. Humphreys. Thought he was going to shoot then momentarily. Plays it wide instead to Vale. Vale will run it Mallon again, and once again Mallon stops the cross. It's a corner kick, but he's defended well so far, Matty Mallon.
Yeah, that's going to be an important duel, isn't it? Obviously Vale spoke about it, likes to get at fullbacks, likes to run at people. Matty Mallon done well, but twice stopped the cross coming in, but twice a corner conceded, so needs to switch on.
Lewis Bates takes the corner. Headed goalwards, but headed into the arms of Zanluk Liban, who Jordan Pickford-esque falls on top of the ball. And as you say, Charlie, just break things up a wee bit. Take as long as you can.
It's your goalkeeper, Zach, he often does that.
It's hard to know how stuff, isn't it, with the balls at his feet like that.
Pick these second balls up well,
what a take by Whittaker, looking for McAllister. Forces him a little bit wide. It was super play by Charlie Whittaker. Thierry Small offers the supporting role, gets the cross into the penalty area, just too high for Stanley Mills. And Chelsea can bring it away, but well, if they didn't already know, they do now. They're in a game here, Chelsea.
Picking up the ball, second ball well, in particular Everton, when they are kicking it forward, they manage to get compact numbers up the pitch, and as the ball drops into the middle of the field, they're picking them second balls up well. But as you say, heart in the mouth moment when they play at the back, so deep, so slow. Good decision from Zach to kick forward in the end.
We will have some videos for you at half time, by the way, as always, on this YouTube coverage. We've got the under-23 highlights from the victory against Blackburn last weekend. We'll hear from Graham Sharp, the Everton legend, speaking about the values of the fans forum, and we'll give you the opportunity once again to have a look at your goal of the month contenders and cast your vote, all coming up at half time. Joe Haig for Chelsea. That half-time is 6 minutes away. I wish we were 6 minutes away from the end of the game and we were still 1-0 up. Lewis Bate. Webster. Back to Humphreys. The way forward again for Chelsea. Charlie Wiggett plays it to Brooking. Livramento. Good football from Chelsea. Livramento looks for Haig. Good challenging back by Lewis Warrington, just did enough, didn't he?
It's good play by Haig and Livramento on that far side, isn't it? And
quick, aren't they?
Yeah, very quick. The tempo, the speed of the ball changes when it goes down that right hand side, and interplay together, well combined to create opportunities, and that's where the threat is from Chelsea. When they get it onto that right hand side with Livramento and Haig, they combine well, and Everton need to try and just show the ball down this side of the pitch if they can. They've got a terrific shape to them. Not easy to play through, but when the ball goes on that right hand side, looks a real danger.
Zanluk Liban takes the goal kick. Here it comes again. Flicked on by Harris. Now then, opportunity for Soonsup Bell to run forward. Can't take it with him, but Harvey Vale can pair. Joe Haig rather can pick it up. It's turned away by Zanluk Liban, and a puff of the cheeks from the goalkeeper tell you all you need to know.
Yeah, that might have been creeping in that far corner. Terrific save from Zach there. Just got down to his right hand side to tip it round the post, but just come out the pocket there at centre half and managed to get runners in behind, and shot off from Hagen. Good save.
Corner kick for Chelsea. 4 minutes plus whatever the referee wants to add on to go to half time. Lewis Bate takes the corner kick. It's over everybody. Chased down by Stanley Mills, and he hooks it clear. Picked up by Brooking. Can't steer it to a teammate though. Out of play over on the far side, and a chance for Everton just to ease away a few more moments. Warrington. It's towards Tom Cannon, but it's comfortable headed clearance. Stanley Mills puts it back in the mix. Humphreys heads it away again. Mallon challenging with Harvey Vale. Stanley Mills, good strength, good determination. Decent ball into the box as well. And I'd like to have seen that attacked a little bit more, Chaddy.
Yeah, great ball into the box, wasn't it, by Mills on this right hand side, and really whipped it in with a bit of venom. Good defending in the end, left it for his goalkeeper to come and collect, but good threat from Everton.
Good foot in by Thierry Small. Warrington scrapping away. Webster comes out with the ball though, has a little look up, spreads it to this near side to Harvey Vale. Again, Matty Mallon defends it well. Haig to Bate. Webster. 3 minutes plus added time to go at the end of the first half. Brooking back to Webster.
Early ball in from Webster. Zandlock-Liban makes a good decision again. Double-fisted punch away, picked up by Stanley Mills on this right-hand side. Forward goes Mills, but he gives the ball straight to Bashir Humphreys. You could see the idea, Chaddy, but the execution was nowhere near good enough.
Space in front of him. He's got to keep running into that space, keep driving into the space, and released it too early for me there. Not sure there was much contact on this one.
No, 10 out of 10 for the squeal, though. Yeah, just unfortunate that Stanley Mills just failing to find the run of Tom Cannon. Got to be patient, Tom, hasn't he? He's got to keep his discipline and sort of stay between the posts as much as he can. It's a difficult role.
Yeah, it can be a frustrating one, but he's got a massive role to play for this Everton team, and needs to be that focal point up top. We've seen him running behind well before, and needs to keep his discipline out of possession. He's got to keep working away up there, and sometimes it'll be a lone furrow. Can be a tough ask, but he has to stick to it.
We're in the 44th minute of what's been an entertaining first half here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. Thankfully, Miles Harris has recovered from being cynically scythed down a few moments ago.
Sure, he'll have a bruised toenail in the morning.
No way through again for Chelsea. Everton keep their shape, keep their discipline. It's what Paul Tate wanted before the start of the game. It's what he's got from his players. Brooking plays it in field to Charlie Webster. Now it's with Bashir Humphreys.
It's all square and backwards at the minute. Everton will be happy with this.
Absolutely.
Slow tempo.
Charlie Wiggett brings the ball forward, but there's no space ahead of him, so again he has to go wide as we enter the 45th minute of the game. Good foot in by Sean McAllister. You throw in for Chelsea. There'll be one last opportunity for the home side to get the ball in the penalty area. There will be some added time. Lewis Dobbin replaced midway through the first half by Stanley Mills.
Dictated the game, Everton, though, even when they haven't had the ball. Managed to dictate the game.
Good foot in by Whittaker. Now, here comes Tom Cannon. He's got Stanley Mills to his right. He picks out Stanley Mills. Mills clips it forward towards Cannon again. It reaches Tom Cannon. Great turn by Cannon. Oh, good defence by Chelsea, and Tom Cannon's second attempt was going well wide. But nearly. Half chance, Chaddy. We'll have to have a look at the replay there.
Yep, seen the threat of Tom Cannon again, running in behind, and again a steal and a break from Everton. Terrific tactics from the coaching staff, and created an opportunity for Tom Cannon on the counter-attack, and it'd be interesting to see if he could have done better with the second opportunity. The first one was blocked, and the second one come to him. Just thought he was a little bit rash with the finish.
2 minutes of added time. Everton leading by a goal to nil. Chelsea frantically trying to get the ball back to take this throw in quickly. It goes back to Bashir Humphreys. Wiggett to Josh Brooking on the right hand side. Wiggett again. Humphreys. Harvey Vale plays it in field to Webster. Webster runs at the Everton defence. Goes for goal. It comes off Lewis Warrington, and that'll be comfortable for Zandlock-Liban.
Good block and good numbers defending the goal there again from Everton. Really are disciplined, aren't they? You can see the work that they've been doing, the coaching staff, and defensively everyone knows their jobs, everyone's organised, good roles and responsibilities throughout the team. Everybody's accountable for the performance, whether that be as a defensive unit or attacking unit, and real discipline for a bunch of young players, this Everton team.
Long way to go yet, but to chalk up successive victories against Chelsea and Manchester City would be some incredible achievement in the FA Youth Cup. The two teams have made the competition their own, and that free kick should just about see us over the line, certainly with regards to a first half lead, Chaddy.
Most definitely, and it couldn't have gone any better, could it, for Everton? So far they've created chances, they've looked like they've got a goal or two in them, they've looked organised, they've as I say, everybody's got a accountability for the defensive duties, and then when they have gone forward, they've managed to get themselves a goal. Could have possibly had two. Had the best chances in the game. I think it's been a really good display this first half from Everton.
Mills, all he could do was prod it goalwards with no backlift, and it's a comfortable save for Lucas Bergstrom, and the referee blows the half-time whistle, and it's very much a case of so far so good here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. Chelsea 0, Everton 1 at the break, and Nick Chadwick, Paul Tate and Keith Southern will be delighted.
Most definitely, yeah. And they've asked questions of these Chelsea players, Everton, the way they've set up, the shape of the team. They've challenged these Chelsea players to be good enough to break them down. They've challenged these Chelsea players to put some tempo and intensity in the game. And they haven't been able to find the answers so far, have they, these Chelsea players? And Everton have broke free with purpose. They've looked like they want to run forward and get a goal themselves, and they deserve to go up 1-0 up Everton, and they'll be absolutely delighted going into this half time with a 1-0 lead away from home at Chelsea.
Players make their way to the dressing room. Paul Tate and Keith Southern will gather their thoughts. They'll gather their players together and give them their second half instructions, but I would think it will just be chatting more of the same to it so far, so keep it going.
Yeah, massively important this half-time break now, and as happy as they will be, they'll know that it's only half a job done. There's no progression through the competition at this stage, and we know how dangerous this Chelsea team can be. And just look at the opportunity there, the very first moments of the game.
10 seconds on the clock.
Unbelievable opportunity, wasn't it? And add that to the chance that Tom Cannon had. Add that to the goal they've already scored, and fully deserved going in 1-0.
What an opportunity for Lewis Dobbin, and sadly his afternoon got worse when he limped off midway through the half. Everton have defended compactly, Chaddy.
Been very compact, haven't they? And one thing they do need to be aware of going into this second half is that right hand side of the pitch, because Livramento in particular down that right hand side is a threat, isn't he? And they can force it onto this left hand side. Matty Mallon's defended well at right back, and then 1v1 duels, not allow crosses to come in, and just need to make sure that they try and force Chelsea's attacks down to this left hand side. Keep offering these threats when going forward.
That was a decent effort. That was his sighter, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was his marker.
Just
went wrong, went the wrong side of the post, didn't it? And like you say, that was his marker. He made no mistake second time around. But full of confidence, isn't he, at the minute as well?
He is, yeah. He's playing really well. They all are. And here's the goal, Chadwick.
Yeah, good ball inside. Nearly lost possession there. Just managed to stab it in, and what a finish that was at the near post, hard and low. Give the keeper no chance, and absolutely delighted.
Tom Cannon did really well to pinch possession. Stanley Mills just squares it. Charlie Whittaker, that's where we get the little touch of fortune. But as I mentioned in commentary, no need for a second invitation, because Sean McAllister rattled it past the goalkeeper. And that's why Everton lead by 1-0, and didn't enjoy it and quite like to. There's the golf celebration, is it? Or the baseball or something or other?
One of my golf shots that time. I don't know where it ended up.
Straight into the mere. We've got some videos for you to watch. Myself and Nick Chadwick are off in search of a cup of tea, but we've got some videos for you to watch at half time. We've got highlights of the under-23 win against Blackburn. We'll hear from Graham Sharp as he speaks about the fans forum, and we'll let you cast your vote for the goal of the season. We'll start off with the pick of the action from the under-23's victory against Blackburn Rovers last weekend. Now here's one of our experienced players, Josh Bowler, running forward. Nathan Broadhead picks it up for Everton, goes for goal and finds the bottom corner, and he does what he does so well, and he does what he's done regularly since he came back to the fold. He scores a goal.
He's so clinical in them situations, he really is. Just picked the ball and he's knocked it at a great time with lovely way to pass. It's one touch and he's fired it across the keeper. Just played a lovely ball to him. Bang across goal. It's a terrific finish.
Lovely finish.
But that's what we've been used to in the last couple of months with Nathan Broadhead. He's a terrific finisher.
Great ball by Kyle John. Plenty of green grass for Josh Bowler. John trying to get up alongside him as well. Looks instead through the middle, and it's a chance for Whittaker. And it's a lovely finish by Charlie Whittaker. His first goal for Everton under-23s, and he has double the advantage.
What a counter-attack that was. It really was. Again, when the ball went to went to bowl on that right-hand side. Kyle John again were motoring up there, but just played a lovely ball. It's a great run by young Whittaker there. And he's got a deflection, but the run made it. Just played perfectly into his path. He'll be absolutely delighted with that contribution, with that finish.
He's earned that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
And Everton lead by 2-0.
It's just it's that sun. Yeah. I think just after half time that.
Oh no, given away by Isaac Price. Chance here for Blackburn Rovers. Cleared off the line, was it? No, it's gone into the back of the net. And Blackburn Rovers have pulled a goal back. And Everton will be so disappointed. Isaac Price it was who gave the ball away. Sam Burns was onto it. Konuzanidis did his best.
It's a disappointing goal to give away. I think he was quite fortunate as well. He might have been going wide, you know, but Con didn't need to know that, and he didn't know about that. And yeah, it has gone over the line, unfortunately. But yeah, young Isaac Price just got caught a little bit.
He played it square. The referee's looked at his watch. You can see the time is up. He puts his whistle in his mouth. He blows the final whistle, and that is a terrific victory for Everton. Make no bones about it. That is a superb win. Everton 2, Blackburn Rovers 1.
Need to applaud these people who work. You know, they work a normal job, but then find time to join the forum and work hard for their fellow fans. I think, you know, over the years, as I said before, there's been many issues, and you know, people tend to forget. They think that fans are just in through the gate on a Saturday or whenever it is, and that's it as far as it goes. But I think there's bigger issues that need to be addressed. And I think it's a platform for everybody to raise concern, if they've got any concern about certain issues. I think, you know, internationally is, you know, we've been for many years trying to grow our international fan base, and I think over the last few years, I think that's multiplied, you know, tenfold with the introduction of our South American players in particular. So I think it's important that we reach out to all our fans, you know, throughout the world. There's more and more coming on board now, and hopefully be more and more in the future as well, as a team progress and as a club progress. So I think it's very important that, you know, we listen to all spectres of our fan base. We've got to work alongside our fans, you know, and listen to them and heed their advice. You know, they will have problems of their own, kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, but you know, this football club is so important to the fans. You know, if people don't realise that, you know, when we work in and around the football club, and you go and visit people, just realise how much the actual football club means to them. You know, it's everything for people. It's everything. So we realise that, and we know that we've got to work alongside them and give them what they require as much as we possibly can. You know, it's exciting times for the football club, with the new stadium and the manager and the new team, building a new team. So it's a lot to look forward to, but I think we have to look forward to it together. You know, and we're well aware of that as a football club, and we're delighted to have the fans on board, and we will listen to what they say. It's an exciting time to be an Evertonian. There's lots to look forward to, and the fans are massively important in that as well as the football club. So great time to join.
Did well there to turn away from it's through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who scored. Brilliant. Well, it's becoming a wonderful habit. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is at it again. Everton a precious lead with just over 10 minutes and a 90 to play. There's the switch for Luca Dean, there's the touch for James Rodriguez. Can he find Calvert-Lewin? No, back with Rodriguez though, gets a shot away brilliantly, and Everton are in front. It's the first shot on target in the game, and Everton lead. James Rodriguez with his right boot. Rodriguez to play just behind him is Richarlison. Everton in front inside 3 minutes. Everton lead at Anfield. James Rodriguez sets up Richarlison. Bang! Thank you very much. 1-0 Everton.
Mighty pressure onto themselves. Sorensen couldn't find McGill. Now McGill tries it again. Oh, what a goal from Simone McGill. What a strike! Everton have their fourth.
Into the penalty area, but it's cleared away. And then whacked high into the air by Sean McAllister. Webster tries to pick up the loose ball. Livramento. Lewis Bate. Chelsea will try their luck down the left-hand side. Webster. Well, Chelsea's intent at the start of this second half is crystal clear. They will be forcing Everton onto the back foot as often as they possibly can. Brave header by Whittaker and by Lewis Warrington. Here's Webster breaking forward for Chelsea. Wide on this near side is Livramento, crossed into the penalty area, dealt with by Christensen and then dealt with by Zanluk Lieben. Put on by Stanley Mills, picked up by Tom Cannon. Paul Tate and Keith Chadley will have expected Chelsea to start the second half with such a high tempo, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and they have done, haven't they? Obviously come out the blocks well. Chance there early doors, but as you say, I think the Chelsea coaching staff would have wanted to fire these young Chelsea players up and make sure that they start the second half well, like they have done.
Thierry Small picks it up for Everton. That's a foul. Silly foul by Josh Brooking on Sean McAllister, and just breaks the play up a little bit. Whittaker, great ball. Stanley Mills for Everton. McAllister gets into the penalty area. Cannon's there as well, but it's cleared by Wiggett only as far as Mallon. Mallon's cross is deep. McAllister will challenge, but it's headed away by Livramento. Be picked up by Miles Harris. Good closing down by Thierry Small, and it's been a rapid start to the second half.
Yeah, and important that Everton still maintain a threat from them attacking positions, and when they get in behind, the puck crosses into the box, and that was good to see. Not just here to defend for the next 45 minutes, and they're going to get penned back in at times, like they did do when Chelsea first started this second half. But important that they offer an attacking threat of their own.
Livramento. Sun breaking through the dark clouds here in West London. Webster to Bate. Good footing, but Stanley Mills just couldn't find an amber jersey, and Chelsea win it back. Harvey Vale runs into Matty Mallon. Mallon's done really well so far. Wiggett. Livramento can't keep it in.
Good shape from Everton's team, forcing unforced error. Long diagonal pass goes out of play.
Do you know what I've just noticed, Chad? There's been a change of referee.
Never made it out. Never made it out to the second half.
Well, he was late for the game in the first place, and now he's in the fourth official's position over on the left-hand side.
Well, that's because he didn't warm up properly. That is an important part of these match officiating.
Well, he's had a bad day, hasn't he, the referee? Here's Livramento. Back to Brooking. Layoff by Webster's a good one. This is dangerous. Livramento across the penalty area, and Harris glances the header wide. Well, Chelsea's intent has been crystal clear since the second half kicked off.
Real danger down this right hand side. We spoke about it a lot in the first half, and Livramento's quality when he gets into them positions, picks out the centre forward, and just flashed the header wide. We've got to get tighter in the box here, Everton.
Living dangerously. Here's Thierry Small. Good turn by Butterfield. Infield to Mills. Mills helps it on to Mallon. Did well to get that under control then, Mallon. Mills takes it down the right hand side, runs out of space. And that'll be a throw in for Chelsea. shame that, because we've got to keep the ball in this half of the field as often as we can in these early stages.
Yeah, and they moved possession well from that defensive third into the middle part of the pitch, Everton, and then managed to move the ball well. And as you say, that pass just went into I think it was Zach Mills' chest over on that far side, and managed to give it away, and Chelsea regained possession, but have to try and keep the ball when they get it, Everton.
Here's Livramento. First time he's had a little bit of space to work with in this second half. Slides it to that left-hand side to Harvey Vale, gets it out from under his feet, puts a cross into the danger zone, headed away by Campbell, shooting chance for Haig, doesn't take it, plays it to this near side, and Brooking is dispossessed by Thierry Small.
Surprised he didn't take that shot on then, Darren, as you say, edge of the box, decided to play it wide.
Webster takes on the shot, it's blocked by Lewis Warrington, and he'll have felt that, Lewis Warrington. Walking rather gingerly.
We've all had one of them, Darren.
Matty Mallon will probably be yellow carded when there's a break in play, but there's a chance for Soons Up Bell, and it's wide, and it's well wide as well. And the new referee will be speaking to Matty Mallon, that's for sure.
Be surprised if he doesn't get booked here. Yeah, he will do. Matty Mallon, rash that, still plenty of the game to be played, and a little bit rash. He's now on a booking, so that's going to be interesting now when he's faced up 1v1. The fact he's been booked, and he's going to have to remain really disciplined now in this second half.
Got to concentrate, hasn't he? But that was a chance there for Jude Soons Up Bell, Chaddy, wasn't it, inside the Everton penalty area? He'll feel he should have done a wee bit better with that one.
Yeah, referee played the advantage, didn't he, when he fell to Bell, and we haven't spoke too much on him, have we? He's been fairly quiet up front for Chelsea, and that was the first time that really he's managed to see the target, and that's good from Everton point of view, the fact that they managed to keep him so quiet. Chelsea's number 9.
Carlo Ancelotti has done his pre-match briefing ahead of the Tottenham Hotspur game back up on Merseyside, and he's declared that Jordan Pickford and Alan, Josh King and Andre Gomez are all re-available for the game against Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow. And Carlo also added that with a bit of luck next week we'll have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Yerry Mina, Fabian Delph and Bernard back in the squad. There's 8 players re-available in the next week or so. But unlike some other teams in our close proximity, we tend not to bleat about injuries, Chaddy.
Yeah, dealt with the injuries really well, haven't they? And like you say, 8 players to be back available, massive boost for the first team, and that's going to improve the chances going into the game. Beat Tottenham, obviously big game, but one I'm sure Everton can come out on top of.
And it means if we do get through, we should get Isaac Price and Reece Welch back for the next round of the FA Youth Cup as well.
The only 2 people happy will be Paul Tate and Keith Southern.
That's a good ball in by Livramento, dealt with well by Mallon, half volleyed into the air by Stanley Mills, picked up by Lewis Bate. Bate passes it to Soons Up Bell. Soons Up Bell will run at Warrington. Warrington tries to usher him away, and it's cleared by Sean McAllister, but it's all hands on deck, and anywhere will do at the moment for Everton, and we half expected this.
Yeah, really work your shape well, this Chelsea side, don't they? Keep moving it, really, really patient. We haven't seen them panic in possession. They've kept the ball, passed it to feet, and they keep working Everton's shape. That's going to take its toll in the later stage of the game. Everton need to make sure they remain disciplined in that shape and defend as a unit, as they have done so far.
Humphreys wide to Harvey Vale. Past Mallon, crossed into the penalty area, headed into the air by Christensen. Mills tries to see it out, and it's another corner for Chelsea.
Mallon couldn't really defend with the same tenacity and intensity as he has been doing because of that booking there, and probably the first time Vale's got past him and been able to deliver across.
Chelsea 0, Everton 1 at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. Bate swings the corner in. Harris with the header, good brave save by Zanluk Liban. Again Chelsea appealing for a penalty, not sure why. There's a man down in the box, it's Sean McAllister, but Liban had to be brave and he had to be strong and he had to be decisive then, and he certainly was.
Does take bravery to dive at a striker's feet like that from Zach. Great save.
It is again.
Would have been disappointed to concede from the corner, Everton.
Just flung himself at it, didn't
he? Down at his feet, brave save. Come out with the ball, good goalkeeper.
Throw in for Everton on the right hand side. Matty Mallon will take it. Just a chance for Everton to take a few deep breaths and regroup and reorganise in the face of this wave after wave of Chelsea attack. Webster to Brooking.
Need to see Tom Cannon try and take that in on his chest and try and get hold of it and just relieve some of this pressure at the minute.
He's got a stick for a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, at the minute we're just giving it away and letting Chelsea come back at us.
Joe Haig will chase this with Warrington. Haig back across the penalty area, but once again, safe as houses Jean-Luc Liban, and he's quick to release it as well. Here comes Thierry Small. Infield to Warrington. Just about manages to find Whittaker. I think it took Whittaker by surprise, and Everton lose possession again. Here's Webster starting to control things in the midfield area. It is Charlie Webster, England under-17 international, recently signed a professional contract with Chelsea. Harvey Vale, look at the space for Harvey Vale. Everton being stretched here. It's Haig. Shot is blocked. Lewis Bate gets underneath it, high over the crossbar. Goal kick. It's 1-0. 57 minutes gone, but it's looking a precarious lead at the moment, Chaddy.
Just pulling Everton's shape apart a little bit, aren't they? Runners from deep getting in. And again, we see an example of giving away possession. Great pass from Lewis Warrington to break the line, but give it away. And then back defending again. As you say, more runners just piling forward for Chelsea, finding themselves on the end of them forward passes, and need to keep hold of the ball a little bit better for me, Darren, if we can.
Jean-Luc Liban has not been breached yet, but we are a long way from home. Flicked on by Mills. McAllister chases it down, but Lucas Bergstrom just stretches those telescopic legs of his and clears his lines. And here come Chelsea again. Good footed by Charlie Whittaker. Good control as well. Here's Tom Cannon. Back it goes to Butterfield. Butterfield forward to Cannon, and Cannon lays it off too early. Well, that's the point you've just made, Chad. He's got to keep hold of it a little bit longer.
Yeah, not be too eager to give it to somebody else. Just take it in, try and relieve some of the pressure from this Everton defence.
Everton under real pressure here. Livramento lays it back to Webster. Webster tries to curl it into the top corner, and it goes narrowly wide. And there's a few Everton players who are saying to Tom Cannon, keep the ball, keep it under your control.
I think the other thing is, Darren, the forcing Chelsea wide, doing really well and not letting crosses come in. Then the ball's getting cut back to these middle parts of the pitch where Chelsea's players do score from distance. And I think when that ball gets pulled back to the edge of the box or anywhere within shooting sight, it's important that the Everton midfield players get in front and get out to block them shots.
Everton defeated Wigan Athletic in the third round, but Wigan Athletic did really well to take the Toffees to extra time at Southport, and then of course the memorable 1-0 win against Manchester City a couple of weeks ago. Now chance for Everton to break here. Tom Cannon, can he find the right pass? He's forced McAllister wide on this left hand side. Thierry Small screaming for it. McAllister tries to pick out Stanley Mills. Good control by Mills, and he wins a corner kick on the right hand side. Thierry Small, you probably heard him down the microphone, was absolutely roaring for the ball then.
Wanted that just played back so he could drive into the box, didn't he? But good break from Everton. Like to see again Tom Cannon just be a little bit tidier with that pass and might create a goal scoring opportunity. Just forced us wide, but ball into the box, and Chelsea now have a corner to defend. And importantly, you make the most of these set pieces now, Evan.
Matty Mallon has stayed back for Everton. Christensen's gone forward, so has Eli Campbell, and we would absolutely relish the cushion of a second goal here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. The referee just indicating to the Chelsea defenders that he will be adding any time on for these elongated set pieces for Everton. Shaw McAllister will take this corner kick. Interesting. Whittaker eventually gets it under control, squeezes it in. Goal. Oh, it's there! No, the flag is up on the far side. Eli Campbell stopped in mid-celebration. Well, it would have been one of the messiest goals you've ever seen, Chaddy, but we'd have taken it all day long.
Yeah, work set piece that didn't quite come off as expected, but still created a chance for Campbell in the middle of the goal. Be interesting to see that again, because it did look to be a defender slow coming out.
That's where Whittaker didn't quite get it right, but he did well to squeeze it across, and difficult to tell from that angle.
Probably just offside, like you say, difficult to tell, but probably got it right on the far side of the linesman. But well worked set piece, just didn't quite come off as expected.
No, by hook or by crook. Charlie Wiggett for Chelsea to Humphreys. Chelsea 0, Everton 1. Humphreys pushes it forward again. Jude soons up Bell. Foot in this time from Eli Campbell at the other end. Denied a goal by the linesman's flag, and it'll be a corner kick for Chelsea. Once again, the dark clouds are gathering over the Kingsmeadow Stadium. There's a bit of blue sky trying to break through here in West London, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a drop of rain before the day's out. In comes the corner kick. Up go the heads. Nodded back towards goal by Haig, and it's nodded wide, and Everton breathe again. Half chances at both ends, Chaddy.
Yeah, both from set pieces, and always organised from set pieces, Everton. I like the setup. I think they've always got good bodies around the ball. Look to get that first contact, and just that second one, man's too free there for Chelsea. Haig, and he just heads it over. But as you say, half chances for both teams, both from set pieces.
Liebach takes the goal kick. Chelsea at a big side, but it's a good jump by Whittaker. Chipped forward by Webster. Helped on by Soons up Bell. Picked up by Harris. Slides it into the feet of Livramento. Across the face of the goal. Real chance for Chelsea. Takes a block. Another chance. And it's cleared again. It's scrambled away. Everton. Oh, Thierry Small has given the ball straight to Miles Harris. Now it's with Brooking. Come back in the penalty area again from Livramento. Back to Brooking. He stumbles. Butterfield finds Lewis Warrington. Warrington finds Thierry Small. Thierry Small finds Tom Cannon. And again, Tom Cannon cannot keep the ball on the island. And he's put the ball out of play needlessly. We'll have to see the replay of that, because that was like pinball inside the penalty area.
Yeah, defended it well in the middle of the goal. Won't keep getting away with it. And Tom Cannon's got to try and take more than one touch. Everything seems to be one touch at the minute in terms of layoffs. He needs to try and tie it in if he can, relieve some of this pressure. But a lot of players up the pitch for Everton during that last attack, and if they're going to run forward, they have to get back quickly into that compact shape.
Dark clouds gathering in more ways than one here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. It's a corner kick from the right hand side, and it comes bravely headed away. Cleared by Warrington. Nobody there in an amber jersey, so Chelsea can come again. Josh Brooking slides it to the captain, Lewis Bate. He's got Bashir Humphreys in support. Humphreys lets Harris take over. Back to Lewis Bate. Everton stand off. Here's Charlie Webster. Humphreys again to Harvey Vale. Brings the ball in field, slides it to Bate inside the penalty area. Christensen comes across to block. Another corner for Chelsea. How long can we hang on like this for, Chaddy?
Yeah, making them runs from deep out to the likes of Bate and just getting in behind. And it's okay, Everton being happy in the shape, but at some point they have to start trying to engage and making sure that they've got pressure on the ball, not being skipped past too easy. Making sure we track these runners in behind. And as you say, waves of pressure a little bit from Chelsea now, and concerning this for Everton.
Great determination thus far from the young boys in amber. In comes the latest corner kick. This time it's Whittaker with a head on it. Now Stanley Mills has got to make something of this. It's easier said than done because he's by himself, but he wins a throw-in on this near side. Well done, Stanley Mills. That was just what was needed, that, Chaddy.
Yeah, relieved pressure, got up the pitch well, didn't he? Thierry Smalls, the other side of the pitch, made an absolutely brilliant run. If Mills just could have got his eyes up and managed to switch the play, but good play from him running up the pitch. Took this Everton team 60 yards up the pitch to get his team a throw-in.
Thierry Small will take this throw-in for Everton. Drops it in short to Whittaker. Can't find Thierry Small again, and disappointing from Everton. Chelsea are having their moments, but we're not helping ourselves very much at the moment, Chaddy.
No, that's where we need to be better. Just got to tidy up in possession of the ball, really look after it. Everything's a little bit rushed, and we're going to take our time and get possession, make sure we try and keep possession of the ball. There's a time to counter-attack and play quick, and then there's a time to slow it down and make sure that we pass the feet and really try and look after this ball a little bit better than what we're doing at the minute.
Tom Cannon makes a back for Charlie Wiggett, and the referee gives a free kick. Webster to Livramento. Nice first time ball from him to Humphreys. Humphreys to his captain. Bates slides it forward to Harris, laid off to Joe Haig. Haig plays it wide to Livramento. It's a good move building up here from Chelsea. Livramento brings it in field, but it's cleared by Campbell. Tom Cannon will challenge with Wiggett. Gets there Tom Cannon, but he can't keep possession. Wants a free kick, not going to get one.
Yeah, need to see a bit more there.
Yeah.
Try and hold on to that ball for a bit longer.
It's inside the penalty area again. Jude soons up Bell. Harris crossed into the penalty area, headed away by Campbell. Whittaker scrapping away. Lewis Bate goes for goal, and it flashes wide. It's yet another attempt from Chelsea, and Everton really are living on the edge here.
Them defensive headers clear from Elijah Campbell have to be out wide if possible. We can't just dolly a header, defensive header down, clear into the edge of the box where Chelsea's players are picking it up, set to get a strike off. We've got to try and get them defensive headers with distance, with height, and wide if possible.
There's a snapshot from Lewis Bate. Missed the target. 22 minutes into the second half. We are 3/4 of the way through this FA Youth Cup tie. Humphreys wins the header. In goes Butterfield bravely. Whittaker flicks it on but can't find an amber jersey. Everton just cannot keep the ball here. Leon says the referee, good advantage play. Charlie Whittaker carrying it forward. Now we've got a chance. Here's McAllister. He's already got one. And he wasn't far away from a second. Good referee in that, you have to say.
Brilliant referee and a brilliant play by Lewis Warrington as well. Stuck his foot in, broke up the play in the middle of the pitch, and going to need that from the captain here from Everton. Just keep breaking up the play. Did it well there. Counter attack, and be disappointed we didn't hit the target there on that shot. Just dragged it wide.
Jude soons up Bell, makes his way off the field. And Brian Fiabella is on for Chelsea. Humphreys to Wiggett. On this right hand side is Josh Brooking. Haig, run with it is the shout. Carries it forward, but there's not a great deal of space to operate in, so he goes back to Humphreys. Now it's with Lewis Bate. Humphreys tries to switch it to this right hand side. Thierry Small does well, watches it all the way and heads it safely out. Chelsea throw in.
Anything passed in front or long diagonals, I think Everton will be happy with. I think it's when they start getting runners in behind and forward passes or people dribbling 1v1 which is causing Everton the most problems at the minute.
Charlie Webster's having an influence on the game, isn't he, in the middle of the park?
Yep. I think if these centre-backs are on the ball just passing in front, I think Everton are quite happy. But as you say, if these attacking players as they start to pick up the ball, that's when the problems start for Everton.
Livramento back in field to Haig. Closed down by Butterfield, and good foot in by Sean McAllister. Where are the options? One of them is Stanley Mills. Chance for Everton to counter here. Stanley Mills takes the ball forward. Tom Cannon peels off. Mills tries to go himself, and it ends rather tepidly, and Chelsea can bring it away again.
Look, a threat on the counter-attack, just not picking the right decisions at times when they get into that final part of the pitch.
Fiabella for Chelsea, the substitute. He's a big unit as well, isn't he? Lays it off to Vale. Vale digs out the cross into the penalty area, and there's the goal from Joe Haig. Chelsea are level. Little dink into the penalty area from the left-hand side of the box, and Joe Haig, England under-16 international, nodded it into the empty net.
Yeah, we spoke about Matty Mallon coming. Spoke about Matty Mallon picking up the booking, didn't we? And Vale there gets the crossing. Didn't happen in the first half. The other point is there when Everton break forward on that counter-attack, get good numbers forward, all of a sudden they're out of shape. Chelsea managed to exploit that, but lovely little cross from Vale there, just stands it up lovely into the middle of the goal, and really difficult for Thierry Smalls to be able to defend with someone coming over the top of him, but be disappointed with that, Everton.
Good wing play.
Lovely ball stood up into the middle of the goal from Vale.
Well, Everton, for all that they had a great first half, have looked a little bit ragged in this second period.
Need leadership
Chelsea
out on the pitch now, Darren.
Yep.
Need Lewis Warrington to get a grip of this Everton team, and because the confidence will take a hit there. Chelsea have got the tails up, they've got the goal, they're in the ascendancy. Need to make sure they try and turn the tide of the game now, Everton.
Miles Harris will chase it down and play a rather loose ball into the penalty area that goes behind safely for a goal kick. And 19 minutes to go here at the Kingsmeadow Stadium.
Substitute here for Everton, Rafa Garcia coming on. I think that's a good move, try and make a change to the game. We spoke about Everton needs to try and do something to get themselves back into the game, and Rafa Garcia so far in this competition has been the man to do that. So turn to him again, Paul Tenke Southern. Let's hope Rafa Garcia can inject some life into this Everton team.
Hasn't been Tom Cannon's day, has it? It's a difficult position he plays.
Very difficult position for him up top on his own, and that's brilliant when running in behind and earlier on the competition, being Wigan. Like to have seen him just try and take it in a little bit better and try and take more than the one touch and buy fouls, get the team up the pitch, but awfully difficult for him with this Chelsea back line and up front on his own.
Now then, here's Rafa Garcia. He's on as a substitute. Can he make an instant impact? No, he can't. He's put it wide. Well, goodness me. Lewis Dobbin had the chance 10 seconds inside the first half, and Rafa Garcia's had one 10 seconds after coming on, and he's got to hit the target.
He's got to score. He's got to score, Rafa Garcia. Exactly the same as Lewis Dobbin at the start of the game. Chance come possibly too soon.
Yeah.
Running through one-on-one.
Wow.
Misses the target. He's got to score there, Rafa Garcia.
What a chance. Will we rue that missed opportunity? Will we rue the first half missed opportunity? Chances for Everton have been very, very limited in this second half, and that was certainly one. That was the best we've had. Brooking to Livramento. Lewis Bate back to Wiggett.
You feel, Darren, when chances come like that against this Chelsea team, you've got to take them on. You're going to go through in the tie, and that's two glorious opportunities we've missed.
Warrington to Whittaker, towards Garcia again, where he'll chase it down. He won't give that up, and you can see already he's got them a little bit worried, isn't he?
Yeah, you can see what Everton are going to try and do, can't you? They're going to try and play balls forward and in behind this Chelsea back line and let Garcia run onto them, and good substitution, and as you say, looks a threat when he's running in on goal.
Not a great deal of him, but he's a game little chap, Rafa Garcia. Here he is again. Again, he's making stuff happen, isn't he? It's a poor ball. Good header. Good brave header by Luke Butterfield. Dave Unsworth plays his part by throwing the ball behind the Chelsea man.
A mistimed throw there from Unzi.
Here's Garrett. 16 minutes to go. Chelsea have had it all their own way for the vast majority of this second period. Livramento back to Charlie Webster.
You can see the fatigue of Everton's players just creeping in. The shape's been worked. They've been having to go across the pitch in terms of their shape. An awful lot.
Webster cushions it down. Harris picks it up. By Lewis Warrington.
I'm just thinking to myself, I'd like to see Everton's players get a yard closer to these Chelsea boys now and start to sort of impose themselves back on the game. But
the way we did in the first half.
Yeah, but difficult with the way they've been worked in their shape and the intensity and the sort of passing really that Chelsea have had in the second half and have worked Everton's shape, and difficult ask for them, but they have to try and impose themselves more, Everton.
A big side, aren't they, Chelsea? Big athletic side. Joe Haig, the goal scorer, finds Livramento. Runs out of space. Thierry Small will get there before Joe Haig. Has a look up the channel to see who's there. There's nobody there, so he doesn't lash it forward. Then he does. He'll find touch on the halfway line. And it's one apiece, all to play for. 15 minutes to go.
They will give you a chance at goal, though, Darren, won't they? This Chelsea side, they will. They don't like defending. They're not used to defending. They're used to having a lot of the ball. We've seen a couple of occasions. Rafa Garcia's one 5 minutes ago where Everton can create opportunities if they keep believing, if they just try and hang on to this ball and create something of their own. A little bit more than what they're doing at the minute.
Free kick for Chelsea again. Lewis Bate will take it. Knocks it short to Joe Haig and gets it back again.
This is where I'd like to see pressure now, Darren. Get in faces of the Chelsea boys. They're having it their own way too easily for me.
Look a bit tired, don't we?
Yep.
There's Harvey Vale. That one Webster. Intercepted by McAllister. Caught in possession, Charlie Whittaker. Tries to take over, fouls Charlie Webster. It'll be a free kick for Chelsea. Could be a long closing quarter of an hour here for the young Toffees. One apiece at the Kingsmeadow Stadium. 5th round of the FA Youth Cup. It's been a monumental effort from Everton, but Chelsea are turning the screw a little bit, and Thierry Small thinks he got the ball there. Quite vehemently feels that he got the ball. We'll have to see the replay of that one, shall we?
Yeah, I think he dived in a little bit too easy. I'd like to see him stay on his feet, work his feet, and usher the winger out of all Livramento. I think it was a harder play as opposed to diving in. Referee then makes a decision. If he stays on his feet and doesn't get beat too easily, we don't concede the free kick. But a bit quiet as well, this Everton team, aren't they? Lacking a little bit of leadership at this moment in time, and a little bit of belief almost since that goal went in for Chelsea.
Free kick for Chelsea in a dangerous position. Once again, Charlie Webster and Lewis Bate, the playmakers, are over it. It's Webster. There's a free header inside the penalty area. Zan Levan gets the second ball, thankfully. Wants a quick clearance. Rafa Garcia is not going to make much of that. The balls to Rafa have got to be to his feet, or at least ahead of him, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think anything on top of these Chelsea centre-halves is just going to come straight back, isn't it now? I think on a positive note, Alan, if you'd have said to the coaching staff at 78 minutes gone it would be 1-1, still massively in the tie, and just lacking a little bit of belief and look a little bit tired, these Everton players. I thought that was a free kick.
Yeah. Charlie Wigg, as it was, diving all over Rafa Garcia. Chelsea pick up the ball. That's a good header from Sebastian Christensen. And it's a throw in for Chelsea. Porte clapping his hands, urging his players forward. Rafa Garcia goes in strongly again. Lucas Bergstrom clears his lines. Thierry Small, I was about to say makes it his, but don't think anybody got a touch on that. It must have come off Thierry Small, and again he has a little rant at the officials. And he's going to be yellow carded for dissent here. Needs to calm down here, Thierry Small.
I think that's a couple of times he's had a little nibble at the officials, hasn't it? And then throws the ball not too far away, but again, a little bit of inexperience from Thierry Small.
Still 16 years of age, not 17 till August. Youngest first team player in the history of Everton Football Club.
Just like to see a character in there for Everton, someone just to try and grab the team and turn the tide for us and get us together and show a little bit of leadership and a little bit of character.
There's Bashir Humphreys for Chelsea. Webster back to Humphreys again. Charlie Wiggett. Brooking. Humphreys. Brooking again. Livramento. Again, it's all sideways from Chelsea. But they're stretching Everton from left to right. And here's danger man Harvey Vale. He's already set one goal up. And again, he just stands it up into the penalty area. Pushed away by Zan Liban, and he makes a great save the second time around.
Again, we see the biggest change in this second half for me, Vale just getting past Matty Mallon there. Matty Mallon has had the booking. As soon as it goes out wide to Vale, here he goes again. He's looking to face up and looking to drive at Matty Mallon over on that far side.
Puts a nice ball in as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, great end product, hasn't he?
Joe Haig gets a sighter, but he's closed down by McAllister. McAllister can't really get into any forward positions in this second half. Diving headed away by Eli Campbell. Chelsea win it back again. Livramento to Lewis Bate. Bate crossed into the penalty area. Zan Liban saw it late. Harvey Vale back into the box, blocked by Matty Mallon. Harvey Vale picks it up again. The second cross is blocked. Stanley Mills anywhere will do.
Good save from Zach, pushed it wide. Matty Mallon, good defending there, managed to stop the cross and the shot. It's all Chelsea at the minute though, Darren.
Humphreys towards Yabima. Brooking. Livramento. Brooking's low cross is easily cleared by Campbell. Garcia can't get there quickly enough, and Bashir Humphreys picks it up. Garcia snapping away, nipping away at him.
I'd like to see that more from Everton players if possible. Get tight to someone, start upsetting these Chelsea players. Difficult though, look tired the Everton lot.
Good ball from Brooking to Joe Haig off Warrington. And it's a corner kick for Chelsea on this right-hand side. 9 minutes. Can Everton hang on? And when we say hang on, I think we're thinking about penalties already here, aren't we?
Well, they've got to make sure they
half hour to extra time.
Yeah, they've got to make sure they do defend well. They've got to make sure they hang on in there, because we've seen before with Rafa Garcia's chance, they are going to get a chance in the game, but they have to defend well and, like you say, hang on in there.
In comes the corner kick, headed away by McAllister. Garcia will chase it down. Livramento will get there first for Chelsea, trying his luck on the left-hand side. Brings the ball in field, shoots for goal. Comfortable save by the goalkeeper. One for the cameras there.
Good player, Livramento, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Thierry Small. He's got lucky there.
Great disguise.
I don't think he was aiming for Stanley Mills, and Stanley Mills' first time pass reaches Rafa Garcia. It's a penalty. It's got to be a penalty. The referee's given a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. It looked as if it was inside the box to me. They're rushing over. Well, Rafa Garcia's roaring at the linesman over on that far side. We're just about to see the replay, because that looked inside the penalty area. We got a little bit lucky.
Lucky, great ball in behind to Rafa Garcia again.
It's a penalty.
It's inside the box.
It's a penalty. The challenge was inside the penalty area.
I think he takes his touch down and outside the box and takes it into the box, and the contact is definitely inside the box there.
Now then, if anything, this is possibly a little bit too close, isn't it? Because it's right on the edge of the penalty area. And Everton denied a stone wall penalty. So, Whittaker and McAllister are over the ball. Will justice be done? Whittaker. Best we get is a corner kick, and that's disappointing from an Everton perspective. The referee won't be pleased with himself when he sees that again.
That's one for me where the referee gives the free kick because he knows it's the foul, but then takes the easy way out and awards it outside the box. The touch from Rafa Garcia was sort of on the line, wasn't it? But then the foul and the contact took place inside the box. No doubt.
He's got to see it though, sure.
Yeah, he needs some help perhaps, but even from our position, Dan, it didn't look too close of a call, did it?
Nope. Corner kick comes in, headed away. Edge of the penalty area is Luke Butterfield, and the half volley snapshot is high over the crossbar. And will Everton get a better chance than that? Rafa Garcia fouled inside the penalty area, and between them the linesman and the referee didn't spot that the offence was inside the box. And with 6 minutes to go, you'd have fancied Everton to hang on. But at least it was an attack.
We were just saying, weren't we, Darren, if the young Everton players can hang on in there and defend well, they will get opportunities going the opposite way through Rafa Garcia's sort of tenacity and tenaciousness in running in behind, and yet again he's in and around Chelsea's players' feet and trying to make things happen. And just unfortunate there that we didn't quite get the decision, but there is opportunities. There is opportunities for us when we look to break forward, still running forward and looking to try and create things, albeit that we have been penned back for the majority of the second half.
Jean-Luc Liban will clear his lines, and we are 5.5 minutes away from an extra half hour. Harvey Vale spots the run of Harris, but so does Eli Campbell. Well defended by Eli Campbell. Be a throw in for Chelsea. Humphreys. Booking. Joe Haig will chase it down and he'll keep it in on this near side. Tries to skip past Thierry Small, but it's another corner kick for Chelsea. It's been a very, very one-sided second period. The home side have had it virtually their own way, although Everton should have had the penalty. It would be cruel if that's a decisive situation. In comes the corner kick. Headed over by Harvey Vale. Should have hit the target. Free header, Charlie.
Yeah, free header, Thierry Small's man. Everton have got defending them better. Set pieces is something that they worked so hard to stay in the game during this second half. If they conceded from a free header from a set piece, the coaching staff would not be happy at all, and they have to make sure they get first contact on them headers and make sure that they make Chelsea at least work for a goal, as they did the first goal. They put so much into this 90 minutes. To concede too easily from a set piece wouldn't do the team justice.
Harris flicks it forward. Christensen gets there and Heads it safely. Whoa, well, almost safely back to the goalkeeper, deceived by the angle there. And it's a yellow card, in fact, for Joe Haig for the subsequent challenge on Zanluk Liban. And having looked at it, Christensen didn't really do his goalkeeper any favours there.
Does well, Zan, though, doesn't he? Doesn't shy out of anything.
Had to go for it, didn't he, Joe Haig?
Yep.
In fairness. Zanluk Liban, beaten once in this game, takes the free kick. Up go the heads. Wiggett wins it. Watson can't control it. Neither can Campbell. Fiabama for Chelsea. Fiabama forced away from goal by Christensen. Fiabama picks out Webster. Great foot in. Now, chance for Everton to break. Chelsea have got men forward. Rafa Garcia picks it up for the Toffees. Charlie Whittaker busting a gut to get inside the penalty area. Garcia brings it in field, overruns it, shooting chance, straight at... Oh, it's gone in! It's in the back of the net. Sean McAllister's shot has squirmed under the goalkeeper. Chelsea players fall to the ground, and Everton lead by 2-1 in the most bizarre circumstances.
What an header from the Chelsea goalkeeper, and break forward from Everton again. Rafa Garcia gets in behind brilliantly well. Shot from McAllister from the edge of the box. What a goalkeeping error that is, with 88 minutes played in this FA Youth Cup tie.
Chance for Everton to break, wasn't it? Chelsea committed men forward, and here he is again. The little fella, he makes things happen. Brings it across the edge of the box, overruns it. McAllister's effort lacked power, and it squirms under the goalkeeper. Well, if you don't buy a ticket, you won't win the raffle, and he's shot for goal.
We spoke, Darren, haven't we, about this Chelsea team do give you opportunities. They do leave that back door slightly ajar, and Everton have exploited it on numerous occasions, and this time it's a goalkeeper error that forces another goal for Everton, and with only 2 minutes to go, 2-1 up, absolute happy days.
Well, Chelsea are going to make a substitution here. Centre half Charlie Wiggett is being sacrificed.
Just a lack of concentration from the goalkeeper there, Darren. Obviously, hardly been worked during the second half, has he? And for that reason, switched off, lost concentration in a vital moment, and give Everton the lead. McAllister.
Charlie Webster gone off as well. Yeah. Dion Rankin is on. Charlie Webster's gone off, and so has Charlie Wiggett.
Got to see this out now, Everton. They've put so much in. They've had the best opportunities, haven't they, Darren, for the whole the second half that Chelsea have had.
It's been backs to the wall.
It has indeed, but Everton have had the best opportunities and have to see this out now, defend for their lives.
But in the 90th minute, deep into the 90th minute, there'll probably be 3 or 4 minutes of added time. Lewis Bate fizzes the ball to the right-hand side, and it goes out of play. You have to feel for Lucas Bergström. The big Finnish goalkeeper has had next to nothing to do for 45 minutes, and as soon as he's called upon, he drops a clanger. Just waiting to see the referee. He was late for the game. He was late coming out before the match. He's been substituted himself, and he's late putting the added time board up as well.
By the time he gets that sorted, it'll be the time up.
Well, 3 minutes of added time.
I think he's actually got 3 minutes and 10 seconds over
there.
Yes,
he has, yeah. He pressed the wrong button as well, hasn't he? According to that, there's half an hour of added time. Everton have got to see this out. Got to see this out. Bashir Humphreys picks it up. Chelsea 1, Everton 2. Long ball forward by Humphreys. Nobody there for Chelsea. Controlled by Whittaker. Hooks it away. Garcia can't get there. Picked up by Josh Brooking.
Oh, they're in again.
And again here, Everton. Look at Garcia in space. Matty Mallon takes it forward for Everton. He's still going, Matty Mallon. Then it's a poor ball to Garcia. He gets it completely wrong.
Just got to show a bit of composure there, Matty Mallon. What a break from him, and then just lost his composure at the end.
Garcia trying to keep it in the corner. There's 2 Chelsea players scrapping away. Garcia fighting for his life down there. He won't let them out. And eventually Livramento brings it out. McAllister fouls him. It'll be a free kick for Chelsea.
Not a bad foul though from McAllister,
No,
right in this
he'll
far
take a
corner.
yellow card there. But little Rafa Garcia, he should have earned us a penalty. He should have scored, and he set one up.
He's a fantastic substitute to have for this Everton team, isn't he? Because he comes on, he's a live wire, he makes things happen, as you said, Darren, for the goal, and he should have had a tap in there, Matty Mallon. What a break it was. Just got to show that composure, just to roll it into his path, and he would have certainly scored. But
minute and a half to go.
All to play for still.
90 seconds of added time to go. Livramento forward. Chelsea, will they get one last opportunity? Can Everton stay strong? Thierry Small has to stretch and reach that and head it out of play. No, Chelsea keep it in then. Luke Butterfield does put it out of play. Throw in for Chelsea. 75 seconds to go. No apologies for counting down. Surely not heartbreak at the end for Everton.
It's been outstanding so far.
So hard for this lead. Throw in is dropped in short, flicked on, headed into the air by Warrington. Southampton, Liban comes and gets it. Grabs it, falls on the ball, stay down as long as possible. Give it to Rafa, tell him to leg it into the corner and see this game out.
Outstanding goalkeeping as well.
He's done great again today, hasn't he?
Taking
great
pressure
again
off
today.
your team.
What
Absolutely
a win this would be. Manchester City in round 4, Chelsea in round 5. High into the air, the darkening skies here in West London. Bashir Humphreys heads it forward. Thierry Small scuffs the clearance. Butterfield makes a better job of it, but it's picked up by Lewis Bate. Chelsea have possession with Ben Elliott, the substitute. Harvey Vale to Joe Haig. Chelsea inside the penalty area. Oh, he goes down looking for a penalty, doesn't get it. Heart in the mouth stuff again. And across goes Stanley Mills. And Everton have got a free kick, I think, down in the corner.
Should have put that in. He was too busy looking for the penalty. He should have crossed it in. That was a dangerous situation for Chelsea there.
The fourth official indicated 3 minutes of added time. The screen is saying 4 minutes.
That was his 3+1, Darren. That's what he must have meant.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. He's got most things wrong this afternoon, that fourth official on the far side. Paul Tate is saying to him, look, your 3 minutes are up. So why are we still playing?
As you say, Darren, absolutely outstanding, isn't it? This Wigan, then to go to Manchester City and win there. Now to come to Chelsea and be 2-1 up in 90 minutes. Outstanding from this young Everton team.
Just keep the ball over there. Flicked on by Stanley Mills. He's done smashing, hasn't he, since he came on. And there is the final whistle. And Everton have done it again. It's another fantastic win in the FA Youth Cup. Chelsea 1, Everton 2. Nick Chadwick, that is some win.
Absolutely superb again from Everton. Backs to the wall stuff, wasn't it, second half? And really did well first half. Second half, really got pinned in, but looked a threat on the counter-attack and had opportunities to score throughout the game, and goalkeeping error right at the death there for Chelsea, but we don't mind that, Darren. Absolutely superb. Manchester City beat, Chelsea beat, Everton march on to the next round.
What a fantastic win. 2 goals from Sean McAllister. The first, a super finish with a snapshot. The second had a touch of fortune to it as it squirmed under the luckless goalkeeper. But the Everton players celebrate, and well they might. It's another fantastic scalp. The Kingsmeadow Stadium, it's finished. Chelsea 1, Everton 2.